All right, looks like we are live. So, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Sage, aka Sage the Urban Witch, and I am on for a live stream for you guys today. Okay, let me turn on my big screen. Okay, and while I'm doing that, I hope that you guys are doing well. It's such a beautiful day. I hope that you guys got a chance to get out and get some sunshine, go for a walk, and do all of that good stuff. Okay, yeah, it's such a beautiful day today. So I hope that you guys did enjoy today and that you guys are, learning how to create more balance, more fun, more adventure into your life, okay? A lot of you guys who are part of my collective, okay, I know that you guys are so focused on, having your head down and get your money up to have, you have so much going on. You have a lot of projects, you have a lot of people that depend on you guys, okay? A lot of you guys are caretakers, you're nurturers, your mommies, your fathers, you are so many things to other people, okay? And Spirit is saying this is the season where it is time to be that and so much more for yourself, okay? Especially when it relates to, embracing your inner child, okay? So that's a little caveat for someone out there, okay? So having said that, you guys, again, welcome. This is your girl Sage, aka Sage the Urban Witch. Welcome to my channel, you guys. And I thank you in advance for the likes, the shares, and the subscribes, okay? I thank you to all of those who are continuing to purchase readings from your girl, okay? And also sending donations to me. It is very much so appreciated. I do not take it for granted, okay? So thank you guys very, very much, okay? Especially in this economy, okay? Yeah. So, that means a lot, okay? So thank you guys so much for your support, okay? Also, you guys, last but not least, I want to let you guys know that I do have a blog site called One Wise Sage. I have a lot of goodies over there. I want you guys to go and check it out for free content. You don't have to subscribe, okay? It's ad-free, censor-free. And weekly, I do some type of tarot or divination reading video for you guys over there, okay? In addition to the numerology, the card of the day, and written format, okay? Standard written blogs and a lot of goodies. So go check it out, okay? One Wise Sage, www.onewisesage.com, okay? Also want to let you guys know that personal readings are still available. So if you would like to get a personal reading with your girl, I'm like, with your girl, I done made up another word, okay? If you would like to get a personal reading with your girl, you guys, feel free to email me at WizdomandSage@gmail.com, okay? That's WIZDOM and sage@gmail.com. Also, you guys can peruse and browse my business website. The link is in the bio, okay? All right. What's up, Christopher? And then also on top of that, you guys, caveat. Christopher just reminded me I need to say this all the time, okay? What I need to say is, okay, I always will respond to you guys in the chat after the read, okay? Because your girl I have attention deficit, okay? So when I'm in the ethers doing my thing, I'm not going to be looking at the chat, okay? So I definitely want you guys to keep that in mind. Don't think that I'm ignoring you or anything like that. It's just that I want to focus on the read, okay? All right. So having said that, you guys, today we have a interesting read for you guys, okay? Today we're going to do a pick a card. We have two piles. We have pile 1 and we have pile 2, okay? So you guys can choose either one pile or the other, or you can choose both, okay? It's up to you. And the topic for today, you guys, is why are you the talk of the town, okay? You guys collective, you got a lot of people who cannot seem to keep your name out of their mouth. And for a lot of you guys, this is not just people from your past, okay? But these are people that are just coming across you guys, people that are just, meeting you in this current timeline. People have a lot of good things to say about you, and then also some people have some not so good things to say about you guys as well. But whatever it is, dear one, it's like you seem to be very influential. You guys seem to have that aura where you are attracting a lot of attention to you, okay? I'm hearing people want to discover your lore, okay? What is it about you? Because they recognize that you're so unique and so one of a kind, okay? What's up, Queen of Blunt Truth, okay? So we're going to focus on why are you the talk of the town? And also, you guys, I have a channel message, okay, as I was meditating for today's read, okay? This may resonate with the whole collective of you guys who are currently watching the live stream, or for those of you guys who will, watch the playback, okay? Spirit says that you guys are the talk of the town because you survived. Okay, now that's deep. Let me break it down and try not to make it too long. Okay, so dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, there was something that you guys came up against. It could have been financial for some of you guys. For others of you guys, it could have been a health concern. For others of you guys, it could have been something spiritual. But whatever it is, dear one, you are the talk of the town because people are looking at you like you are some type of alien. People are looking at you and they're saying, do y'all remember this one lady, they had a clip of her on TikTok where she was on a plane and she was all of a sudden screaming, that's not human, that's not human, I don't care what you say, that person is not human. Okay, so it's kind of like, as the veil has been thinning, or as your girl Sage says, I believe that the veil at this point is pretty much gone. Okay, it's eradicated. Okay, and if you have the gift of sight, you can see things, you can sense things, you can hear things. We are not alone. Okay, but not only that, dear one, a lot of us are well aware that there's more than the human species that is occupying this space called terra firma, aka Mother Gaia, aka Earth. Well, I say all that, dear one, that people are looking at you guys collective. They're looking at you guys with the side eye. They're looking at you with their mouth dropped and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. Collective is not human. What is going on? And the reason why a lot of people are saying that, dear one, is because I keep hearing you survived, you survived. So, dear one, for a lot of you guys, it was something serious now. There was some type of hit, okay, that was taken out on your life, okay, where literally people were doing death magic on you. People were trying to send people to you. People were trying to put you guys in all types of traps and ensnarements. People were trying to drive you crazy. People were literally playing with your life, like you were some damn, test experiment, like they were playing, you were in some type of Hunger Games, I'm hearing like gang stalking or what have you. But it was like the things that you went through, dear one, and you came out on the other side. The average person, Spirit says the average human would not have survived. They would not have survived that hit. They would not have survived that attack on their mind, on their mental health. They would not have survived those constant poisoning. Some of you guys had people coming up against you, honey. They were poisoning your food. They were poisoning things around you. You guys have survived things that the average person, the average human would not have survived. Okay? Some of you guys, you have survived the most outrageous, dark, diabolical system of harassment, gang stalking. Some of you guys of abuse, okay? Some of you guys, dear one, you've gone through things that you're going to take to the grave, because I'm hearing from Spirit, it has been so deep, so dark, so diabolical that if you told the average person, they wouldn't even believe you, okay? They would think that you're a liar, okay? But I'm hearing that you are the talk of the town, collective, whoever you are, because you survived, okay? They wanted to take you out. You survived. You went left when they wanted you or expected you or programmed you to go right, okay? You survived. They set you up for failure. They set you up for homelessness. They set you up to be, forever on drugs or forever on some type of substance, not knowing your right mind, not being in your right mind and not knowing your first from your last name or what day of the week it is. But you survived. People are trying to, this is deep, y'all. Come through, Spirit. People are trying to figure out, what is it about you? What is your blood type? What is your background? What is your bloodline? Who are you? Where did you come from? How did you survive this hit, this attack, this poisoning, this gang stalking, this domestic violence, okay? This tormenting, this mind control. Wow, this stalking campaign, this it was something that you guys have endured years and years, where it would have worn down the average person. It would have caused the other person to take their life. Okay, it would have caused the other person to say, fuck it, I'm just gonna, hit this blunt, I'm gonna snort this line, I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna party and take myself out, I'm just gonna drive my vehicle off a cliff. Okay, I'm just going to take these pills and lay down and expect not to wake back up again. People really thought, dear one, that this was what was going to happen to you. And as sick and twisted as this is, there were a lot of people that were betting on this to happen to you. There were a lot of people that were riding off of the fact, collective, that your demise would have been their come up in some way, shape, or form, whether it would have been through a life insurance policy, whether it would have been you not getting whatever you were supposed to get from that will, whether it been you not getting that home, that land, that property, that trust fund, or that dynamic God-sent relationship, okay, that thriving business, you generational curse breaker, somebody didn't want you to make it to the other side where you can break the generational curse of poverty. They didn't want you to do it, anybody but you, okay? Yeah, but you made it anyway despite these people. So that's one of the major reasons for a lot of you guys, in some way, shape, or form, collective, whoever you are, this particular channel message, Spirit says, applies to you. It may not be as drastic as some of the others of you guys who have gone through some type of extreme situation, okay? But on your own level, you have survived something that the average human would not have survived. And this, dear one, is why you're the talk of the town. Okay, come through, Spirit. Okay, so that's the collective message for you guys. Okay, so hopefully you guys have chosen either, if you're going to choose pile 1 or pile 2. We're going to move on, you guys, to pile 1. Okay, and again, the reading is this is why you are the talk of the town. Oh, I have more cards than I realized. Okay, hold on. All right, let me read the cards to you guys, and then we're going to get into the read, okay? All right, so the first card we have is Snake in reverse, okay? Snake in reverse. All right. Second card we have, you guys, is I Want to Be You. I Want to Be You. Oh, boy. This one's in reverse, but I'm going to read it to you guys so you'll know what it is. The third card, you guys, is They Know You're a Witch, okay? It's in reverse, okay? So they may suspect it, but they don't know it. So you're definitely the talk of the town based on that, okay? Next card, dear one, we have Running, Escape, Denial, Excuses, okay? Next card we have the Magician in reverse, the Magician in reverse, okay? And the last card we have, you guys, if I can pick it up, we have this, I just heard get it up, if I could get it up, okay? That could be a message for somebody. Somebody could be dealing with ED, okay? AKA erectile dysfunction, okay? And, you could be the talk of the town because someone that, for all intents and purposes, called himself King Dingaling, okay? You call their bluff, dear one, okay? You are so beautiful, you are so attractive that when that person, stepped to you and tried to perform, he could not, okay? He couldn't get it up. Oh boy, come through, Spirit. Okay, we're going to keep it PG-13. That's for somebody, okay? Yeah. And then the last card we have is the Seven of Cups, okay? The Seven of Cups, okay? I just heard Marvin Gaye. Got to get it up, got to get it up. Or did he say give it up? Keep on dancing. Something like that. Old school. That's Marvin Gaye, y'all. Okay, but let's get into the read, okay? So, collective. Why are you the talk of the town, okay? Dear one, first off, I'm hearing you're the talk of the town because you escaped. Again, I keep hearing escape. You guys escaped something that was very treacherous, something that was meant to take you out. And people thought that you didn't have enough resources to stay gone. First of all, they didn't think that you had the resources or the mindset or the self-esteem or confidence to bet on yourself and to, escape some type of situation, some type of toxic environment, a toxic family, a toxic relationship, toxic social circle, or whatever the case may be. There was some type of environment that was, bringing out the worst in you rather than the best of you. Okay, this was something that was definitely causing lack and poverty into your life, and you finally realized that it wasn't you. It wasn't you that, wasn't working hard enough. It wasn't you that, was dealing with bad luck. It was people around you that was creating bad luck and, calamity in your life. And so when you guys, escaped that situation, you had people that were talking about you, dear one, and saying, well, I give her 3 months, I give her 4 months, she'll be back, he'll be back. This is a raggedy ass mud duck here, okay? Someone, dear one, that, they just really bet that, you would not make it without them. You would not make it without him or her, okay? You didn't have the right resources. You didn't have the right this, the right that. Some of them were saying you didn't have enough common sense, okay? You didn't have enough intelligence to make it on your own, okay? You too scary. If you can't make it in your hometown, what makes you think you're going to make it somewhere else? You can't make it in, Kansas. What makes you think you're going to make it in New York? You can't make it in, LA. What make you think you're going to make it in, Canada or whatever the case may be, okay? But you proved a liar out of these people. And people are like, wow, I thought that this was going to make this person more impoverished, more in lack, more afraid, okay, more down and out, more vulnerable to the streets, because there were people, dear one, who threw you to the streets. They threw you to the wolves, and they thought that you were going to be devoured, or that you were going to come running back to them on your hands and knees, kissing and licking their boots, okay? But that's not what happened. So you're the talk of the town because you escaped and you made it. Your current life is better than your past life, okay? You guys escaped some snakes, okay? Some snakes in your grass, some people that presented themselves to be loyal, friendly, supportive, and they were everything but that, okay? They were two-faced, they were slimy, they were snaky, they talked about you behind your back like a dog, and they smiled in your face with their fake asses, as fake as a $3 bill, okay? Yeah, come through, spirit. And they're very surprised, dear one. Some of them are very offended that you guys survived and you have a better life without them in it than you did when they were in your life, okay? And they no longer have any control over you. They can't manipulate you, okay? I'm literally getting this vision of like a one of those demonic clowns. If you guys watch, horror movies, I don't watch them anymore, okay? For a lot of different reasons. That's a topic for a whole nother video. But if you guys have ever seen, those scary movies where they have those crazy ass looking clowns with those crazy ass claw teeth and they just look very evil and wicked, okay? I'm literally seeing the vision of this type of like demonic dark clown figure, okay? This is the nature of the people that you guys left, that you ran away from, that you escaped from, because they were very treacherous. They were very snaky, although they smiled in your face, okay? They had a serpent smile, okay? They wanted to see you cry. They wanted to see, they got off on you being hurt, harmed, feeling vulnerable, feeling neglected, feeling abandoned. It's like this, the face of them, the human face, was like, a regular person smiling. But the spiritual, energetic face of this person was like that of those demonic clowns that have like, 3 rows of teeth, those sharp, scissor-like sharp teeth, okay? These are the type of people, dear one, that you guys have left behind, okay? I'm also hearing, dear one, that you guys are the talk of the town because, there is someone that is like a secret, covert magician, could be a dark witch or a dark warlock, dear one. This is someone that has like some type of hoe harem, They got, Jezebels and Jezebels because they ain't nothing but a hoe, okay? Bars. And, they wanted you to be a part of their hoe harem, but, you're not about that life. And you were able to resist them, okay? I'm hearing resist the devil and he will flee. This person was like, someone very dark nature, but they were very fake, okay? I'm hearing like false light, okay? This was someone that presented themselves to be a friend or a lover or someone that, you definitely would, benefit from having in your life. And this person was definitely an imposter, okay? They presented you with smoke and mirrors, okay? They wore a mask, okay? And also this person, dear one, although they pretended to be a good guy or they pretended to be a good girl, this person, dear one, they're very much into using their magic, okay, their intuitive abilities to hurt and harm people, because they're all about trying to violate people's free will. I'm hearing from spirit. They violate people's boundaries and they violate people's free will. And so, dear one, you're the talk of the town, because whomever this dark witch or dark secret warlock is, they thought that they had it in the bag, dear one, when it came to you. But they really should have checked your resume. Come through spirit. They really should have done their homework, because then they would have realized not to, really be so naive as to believe that just because you have a baby face now, just because you look younger than your age chronologically, just because you're very joyful, just because you see the glass is half full rather than half empty, okay, just because you have a certain posture or a certain physique. You could be a little tiny, little short, little cute little thing, and they like, ooh, yeah, this is like a snake slithering, looking like, ooh, a nice juicy rat that don't even see me coming. This is how people looked at you guys, okay. But I'm hearing from spirit, dear one, they got their asses handed to them. And in a lot of ways, this embarrassed this dark witch, this embarrassed this dark warlock, okay? Someone that was trying to present themselves as a healer when they're really a destroyer, okay? I'm hearing chaos sorcerer, okay? Yeah, you're the talk of the town, dear one, because, this is someone that, they have quite a record in terms of, targeting people and taking them down. Targeting people and causing them to take themselves out, okay? Targeting people and making them an unwilling participant in their harem because they feel like they don't have any other choice. It's kind of like, you can either join me, or what we gonna do to this person, we gonna instead do to you. You got a choice. It's really not a choice, okay? But this is the type of person where they'll present that to you. And so this is the type of person, dear one, I'm hearing they throw their weight around. So this weight could be, they could have some type of political clout, leadership clout, religious clout, magical clout, or industry clout, something where they can pull strings, is giving like, do as I say, but if you don't, okay, yeah, my goons, I'm gonna sick my goons on you, I'm gonna sick my squad on you, I'm gonna sick my gang on you. So it's very much giving like this type of mob mentality, okay? Yeah, this particular dark magician, this particular dark witch, dear one, a lot of their people, of their network, a lot of their, I'm hearing brotherhood, sisterhood, okay, even family members, a lot of their so-called friends or what have you are talking about this person, and they're doing a lot of side talking where they're talking about this person behind their back, and they're like, this person used to be, no losses, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins. They never lost when it came to taking a target out, taking a target down. But then they came across you, collective, come through spirit. And so you're the talk of the town, because a lot of you guys, people consider you guys to be so vulnerable, so sweet, so naive, so kind. All of the attributes that you guys have, where someone that is very dark and diabolical will consider a weakness, okay? You smile. They consider that to be a weakness. They consider that to be that you're dumb and gullible, okay? You have light and a presence, and, you're honest. You have integrity. They consider you to be a fool, okay? You have a very beautiful, attractive face and very beautiful, attractive features. Oh, you're naive, you're gullible. I can use you. It's like, they have these crazy ass stereotypes, or based on your physical aesthetics, or based on how you look, or based on your gender, or based on something about you, dear one, something that they assumed, okay? They assumed and made an ass out of themselves because they tried to target you, thinking that you would be easy prey. But, they got their asses handed to them in some way, shape, or form. And so now they got a lot of people talking about them in a very negative way. This dear one, they like a lot of attention, but the type of attention that they're getting as a result of you handing their asses to them, as a result of them targeting you, but you not going down for the counts, okay? You did a reverse Uno on that ass, okay? They're the talk of the town as well, but it's not for the reasons that they want. It's like, oh yeah, you done met your match, partner. Oh yeah, you talked all of this shit about the collective, saying that you was gonna take her down, you was gonna take him down, that you did this and that, they was gonna come running back to you, that you had them in the palm of your hands, that they couldn't do nothing without you, that they couldn't see who you really are, they couldn't see behind the mask or behind the smoking mirrors, okay? But you did. So you're the talk of the town because you have defeated some type of dark warlock, dark magician, okay, dark witch, okay, someone that, in their community, in their network, they're considered to be, a quote unquote top dog, okay. But you took the top dog out, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. So you're the talk of the town, based on that. You're not to be fucked with. I'm hearing, don't judge the book by the cover when it comes to that one, okay? Yeah, people are talking about you. It's kind of like, people are really looking at you guys. And again, I keep hearing kind of like what I was saying during the channel message, that a lot of people, dear one, they're looking at you like you're not human. How is it that you could, escape this dark magician? How is it that you evaded this calamity, these traps, this death magic, this sorcery, all of these things, these diabolical, janky ass love spells? But you did, okay? People wanted you to get divorced, but you still married. Come through, yeah. People wanted you to hate people, be afraid of people, but you still get out. You still outside. Come through, spirit, Yeah, people wanted you to be broke. They wanted you to be a brokey, but you not, okay? You got your head down to get your money up, okay? You got your first and your 15th and a little extra on the side. And I'm hearing from spirit, all of those that's looking and pocket watching your ass, they ain't seen nothing yet, says spirit. Okay, come through. So those are some reasons, dear one, why you're the talk of the town, okay? You're the talk of the town, dear one. A lot of people are saying, you defeated this dark witch, you defeated this dark warlock because, you a witch, you a warlock yourself. But, you in hiding, you don't let everybody know, you don't wear your magic, your resources, your power on your sleeves. You whip out the sword when it's necessary, but you don't go showing everybody, okay? So, you're the talk of the town because people are like, yeah, something special about collective. They're different, okay? Yeah, something is special about them. They're not ordinary, okay? They're not really human. They could be a starseed. They could be a hybrid. They could be in the network, okay? They're of a certain bloodline. They're of a certain spiritual and natural pedigree, okay? Yeah, we need to check the DNA. We need to check this. We need to check that because they're not average. They're not normal because there is no way in hell that they would have escaped what we set up for them, okay? Yeah, dear one, you're the talk of the town based on that, okay? Yeah. People are also saying, dear one, you're the talk of the town because, again, the setups, I'm hearing the setup from the get up, the setups that people had set you up to fall in. You guys evaded that, okay? I'm also hearing that people are saying that, you have the ability to really operate in the dark as well as the light, okay? So you guys have a balance between the light and the dark, okay? So there were people that came up against you, dear one, and they thought that, just because you smiled or just because, you look young and you got that dimple on your cheek there, okay? You got those little chinky eyes. You got that beautiful little small little apple face, okay? You a short little petite little thing, okay? Or you're quiet and you mind your business. They really underestimated the fact that, you can go dark and deep with the best of them, okay? You can hand their asses to them, okay? Yeah, you would definitely have some slow singing and flower bringing, okay? You would definitely have a goddamn mammy trying to, pick out that damn black dress. Come through, spirit. So they definitely, they were very unassuming when it came to you. They definitely judged the book by the cover, okay? So for those of you guys, dear one, who chose pile one, in a nutshell, it seems that when it comes to what people are saying about you, it has something to do with the fact that you guys had a lot of enemies that came up against you guys. And these were like, these weren't like foot soldiers, these were like, high level, mob like, gang affiliated like, okay, Mason, Eastern Star on the dark side. Not all Masons and not all Eastern Stars are dark, okay? I want you guys to know that, okay? Sage knows quite a few herself, okay? And not all of them are bad, okay? I want to put that caveat out there, okay? Yeah. But, for the ones that are dark and janky, okay, y'all slayed some dragons here, okay? And you're the talk of the town because of that, because people are trying to figure out what network do you belong to? What sisterhood or brotherhood are you a part of? Okay, what's your family lineage? What's your last name? Okay, yeah, what's your blood type? Hold something going on. You tricked me, and I don't like it. You're deceptive. How you gonna outrank? How you gonna outplay a player? You know, how you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? So you guys are the talk of the town because your enemies came up against you guys. They came up against you one way and they ran away scattered. Okay, some of you guys didn't want you to talk of the town, and you may not even know this. Some of you guys, there was a formidable enemy that was constantly attacking you guys, and some of you guys may not even know that currently in this current timeline, as you guys are watching this video right now, that person is no longer on this earth. Okay, something about when you did that reverse uno, okay, when you did that uno reverse, when you did that return to sender, and that death magic reversed and turned back to the sender, that took them out. Okay, some of them, it took them out in a fatal type of quick way. I'm hearing like a car accident. Okay, I'm hearing like an accidental drowning. I'm hearing like a freak ass accident, a slip and fall. Something diabolical happened. Some type of health issue went unchecked for too long, and all of a sudden it just accelerated, okay? Or somebody contracted some letters that, they got some gifts that they can't give back, so to speak, okay? Somebody gave them some letters, okay? And the letters are there with them forever, okay? Like fucking luggage, they're not going to be able to give it back, okay? Yeah. And it was because of your return to sender, dear one. So a lot of people are talking about you in terms of you being some type of soldier. You are some type of, I'm hearing soldier, I'm hearing warrior, I'm hearing earth angel, I'm hearing light worker. But I'm also hearing light worker with a dark edge, okay? Some people may consider you guys to be, a member of like, the Fae, okay? You could be like a trickster spirit. They might consider you to be, I just heard skinwalker. They consider you to be a shapeshifter, something about you, okay? Particularly for those of you guys who have Native American descent, like your girl Sage, yeah? They definitely talking about, yeah, this person is a shapeshifter here, okay? So you took out the best of them. Somebody is in their grave because of you, because Spirit and your ancestors gave them a warning and told they ass to sit the fuck down and to leave you alone, and they would not. They kept on going and they kept on going, okay? Like, do as thou wilt is a law. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And so, the Most High said, yeah, well, okay, you keep doing that and I'm going to do this and take your ass out. I'm going to sit you down. Okay, clown, because you don't listen, okay? So that's what happened to somebody, and a lot of you guys don't even know who it is. You're going to find out who it is, Spirit says. It's going to be revealed to you. But right now, there was a lot of talk in the town. There was a lot of talk amongst your nemesis, amongst your enemy, that Spirit warned to leave you be. They're in their grave now, and you don't even know it, but you're going to find out. And you're the talk of the town, dear one, because of that, okay? And you are definitely highly protected, okay? Some of you guys, you're the talk of the town because you got higher ups watching you guys, okay? You got the letter people watching you, okay? The letter people, You got the CIA, the FBI. The Spirit got jokes. He said NBC. You guys have certain people that are a part of media, news media, watching you guys, okay? So this could have something to do with public broadcasting, internet, online, radio, satellite, okay? Yeah, you guys got people watching you guys, people that are in high places. Some of them want to recruit you, and others of them, they want to neutralize you, okay? I just heard that old school song. Sweet dreams are made of these. Come through, Spirit. Who am I to disagree? They like, who the fuck are you, ho, to disagree? To try to override us. I traveled the world in 7 seas. We ain't never seen nobody like you. Where you come from? Everybody's looking for something. You got a price. You got a price. Why are you trying to act like you all that, like you not one of us? Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to use you. Yeah. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them, they just freaky. They like, damn, if she can roll or if he can roll like that, outside the bedroom, I wonder what the hell they can do inside the bedroom. So y'all got some freakazoids watching you. Yeah. So come through, spirit. That's old school. That's eurythmic. So again, you guys, I'm going to end the reading here, but this is just to let you guys know, for those of you guys who chose pile 1, you got a lot of people, a lot of your enemies, and a lot of the friends of your enemies that have so much to say about you guys, and they're really in awe. They really know, dear one, that on a fundamental level, you're not to be fucked with, because you mind your business and you to the best of your ability stay out of trouble. But I'm hearing from spirit, when they bring trouble, you will end it. When they start shit, you will finish it. And some of them had to learn the hard way, okay? And this is why you're the talk of the town. Now, some of these could be family members, y'all. And I'm sure y'all know that. If you tapped in, you already know. Yeah. And some of them, they're people that, you may have interacted with. You may have had an intimate connection with. Some of them, they could have been neighbors. Some of them, they were just prying and just trying to claw their way into your life, being very intrusive, and you don't know these motherfuckers from a can of paint, okay? But they know you. They know enough about you to know that you're not to be fucked with, okay? And this, dear one, is why you're the talk of the town. Come through, spirit. So I'm going to give you guys some signs for who you could be, or who these people could be, dear one, and then we're going to move on to pile 2, okay? And thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts there. Appreciate it, okay? So here we go. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, could very well be an Aries, Pisces, Leo, Gemini, Capricorn, Sagittarius, and Taurus, okay? Taurus is very strong, all right? I'm also hearing Leo rising, Virgo moon, Scorpio rising and Scorpio moon, and Cancer moon. Thank you, spirit, okay? And I just saw the letter 12, okay? So this could be, the day you were born, or you could be born in December, okay? All right. Now, for those of you guys, I didn't even have to do that, but oh well. For those of you guys who chose pile 2, and you want to know, why are you the talk of the town, okay? Yeah, a lot of people got so much to say about you, collective. Let's find out why, okay? So, here we go. We got the cards, you guys. Stargazer, okay? Stargazer. Set your sights higher, okay? I just heard, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, come through, spirit. Some of you guys are considered to be very high vibrational, okay? People want to get with you because they feel as though if they get with you, they're going to go places, because your love is healing, okay? Your love is exceptional. You have a higher love. You set the standards. You set the bar high. And there are not many people that can meet it, okay? That's a caveat for somebody, okay? Come through, spirit. Next card we have is Christian. Christian, okay? Somebody's name could be Christian as well, too, okay? Next message we have is, I'm mad that you're unbothered. Yeah, somebody trying to get under your skin and it's not working, okay? Next card we have, this was in reverse, but I'll read it to you guys. We have narcissist, egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. It's in reverse, okay? Next card we have, you guys, is Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, okay? And then the last card we have, you guys, is the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, okay? All right, so dear one, why are you the talk of the town? Okay, well, you're the talk of the town, dear one, because people realize that, despite this narrative that they said about you in terms of, you would never amount to anything, you have proved these people wrong. You have gone off to make a very beautiful, stable life for yourself. I'm hearing from spirit, there's levels to this shit. So some of you guys, you know, you could be at a level 4, but it's still good because before you were at a level 2. So there's still an upward climb. You can still see a trajectory of you progressing, okay? And others of you, dear one, I'm definitely hearing, you know, you're like 7 or higher, okay? People are recognizing that, you know, you're definitely different. You're definitely someone very beautiful, someone very powerful, because, you know, you were dealt with a hand that would have, you know, caused the average person to give up, to give out, okay? Some of you guys are born in the belly of poverty. I'm hearing born in the belly of the beast, okay? Some of you guys are born in the concrete jungle. You had to get it out the mud. Some of you guys had to grow up very, very fast because, you know, maybe the parents or the adults in the house, okay, they weren't taking care of their responsibilities because perhaps they were plagued with some type of affliction or addiction or vice or a mental or physical ailment or something of the sort. And so you had to pick up the reins, okay? Yeah, so people are saying, dear one, you know, you're definitely, you know, different. You're not like where you've come from. You have survived. You're an overcomer. And it's to the point where your past looks so much different, so much darker than your current, that again, people are like, yo, this person is not human. This is a star seed, okay? This is strange. We gotta watch this person. What's up with them? They're so different, okay? So you guys are intriguing a lot of different people, okay? People are definitely looking at you and saying, yeah, this is definitely an example of a person where we say, you know, everybody's not the same. Everybody is not average. Everybody is not, you know, human, okay? Something very different about you, okay? I also just heard star seed, okay? Also, dear one, you're the talk of the town because, you know, people thought that just because you came from a broken home or a broken family that you would always be that, okay? People spoke death. They spoke curses over your life. And they would say things like, you know, she ain't or he ain't never gonna get married. Collective ain't gonna get married. Collective ain't gonna find no love. Collective ain't gonna, you know, be able to, you know, buy a home or, you know, find stability and security, do this, do that. There were people, dear one, that literally spoke over your life. They spoke death over your life, you know, because as you know, as the sacred text says, there is life and death in the power of the tongue, okay? But dear one, you made a liar out of these people. Some of them, they lied. They had this narrative about you. You know that Lisa, you know that JoJo, they ain't never gonna settle down. They ain't never gonna get married, you know. They gonna be a Rolling Stone just like their damn daddy. They daddy was a Rolling Stone. They gonna be one too. You know that Lisa, you know, she ain't gonna be nothing. She ain't gonna be nobody. Her mother tried to be a nurse and ended up getting on drugs because, hell, instead of giving the patients the medicine, hell, she was taking the drugs. You know, Lisa ain't gonna be no different. You know, they spoke this over your life. Come through, spirit. They spoke this over your life, Lisa. You Lisa, y'all. They spoke this over your life, JoJo. You JoJo. And yet you made a liar out of these people. Some of them said you would never get married, but you're married. Some of them said you would never be in a relationship, but you're in one. You're in a good relationship. Yeah. Some of them said, this just came through. This could be for one person. For those of you guys where come from, you know, a family where they're plagued with a lot of health issues, and I'm hearing that obesity and, you know, health problems and issues is one of them. You know, they said that you would never lose weight. They said that you would never be healthy. You would never be better than your mother, okay? Some of you guys, you have reverse diabetes. Some of you guys have lost a significant amount of weight. Come through, spirit. Some of you guys are no longer afraid like how your parents or your grandparents or your people are afraid to go to the doctor. You're the first one that if you sense that something is not right in your body, you gonna hop up and take your ass to the doctor because, you know, you like, hell, I'm paying for this health insurance. It's high as hell. I'm paying for it anyway. I might as well, you know, use it to my benefit. I might as well use what I'm paying for, okay? So some of you guys have defied the odds. You got a lot of people who are talking about you. You're the talk of the town because you are that generational curse breaker. You have broken that cycle of obesity, that cycle of depression, that cycle of mental illness, that cycle of alcoholism, that cycle of, you know, being an early teenage mother, but then growing up to hate your son or hate your daughter and continuing that curse of mother against daughter, father against son. You broke that. Come through, spirit. Oh, I feel that heavy now. That's for somebody, okay? Yeah, some of them were like, you know, you ain't never gonna be able to get a job, hold a job down, be stable, be secure. And a lot of you guys are doing that. And a lot of it I'm hearing from spirit, it had to do with you guys, stop listening to other people, stop trying to live your life for other people because you were so busy trying to prove your worth and validation to them, and you started making up your own rules and defining your own definition of success, what it looks like to you. Maybe to your family with a janky asses, maybe to your family success was to be, a nurse, like they were a nurse in the family. But you saw how they were overworked and underpaid, or you saw how they were tired, and you saw how they didn't have a life, and you vowed that you did not want that for you. So rather than being a nurse, you maybe went off to be a doula, or maybe you decided to be a massage therapist, or maybe you decided to be a Reiki practitioner, or an artist, or a dancer, or an actor, or a singer, or to do something with a talent, gift, or skill or ability that you chose to use instead of forfeit that gift that you were given to by spirit and your ancestors. Come through, spirit. So you broke some type of cycle in that type of way, and they were like, that's weird. You can't make no money doing that. You can't do that. Ain't nobody in your family ever did that, so why you gonna do it? Why you think you gonna run off and you take your ass all the way over to LA? Okay, we all grew up in Chicago. We gonna die in Chicago. Who the hell do you think you are? Okay, you ain't got no family there. Don't come running at me. Don't come crawling at me. But you ventured out and you stepped out on faith rather than fear, and you're excelling. You are prospering. Well, there are good days with bad days, as it is, that's the world that we live in. You got to take the good with the bad, and it rains on the just and the unjust. But, considering where you could have been had you not tried, considering where you could have been had you not betted on yourself, you're definitely doing a whole hell of a lot better, by choosing to step out on faith than you ever would have been had you stayed behind with these naysayers and these, dream killers that are talking about you. Hard body, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. So despite what they said to you, despite what they said about you, despite what they spoke over you, dear one, a lot of you guys in some way, shape, or form, you have carved out some type of security and stability for yourself. And for some of you guys, it's a big deal to you. It may not be a big deal to other people, but it's a big deal to you. For some of you guys, you happy that you went from living in your vehicle so now you can afford your own 1 bedroom, okay? Now, an average, somebody else might say a 1 bedroom, child, it ain't nothing, okay? I got a house, I got 3 bedrooms, 4 this, 2.5, this and that. Bitch, we didn't ask you that, okay? Because, for the level that my collective have been through, what they have had to fight up out of and get up out of the mud, okay? Them moving from out of their car to having their own 1 bedroom apartment with their name on the lease, okay, where they don't have to worry about nobody getting mad or saying something stupid, and just so they can say those 2 words that they couldn't wait to say. Y'all know those 2 words when if you've ever been vulnerable and you went to some raggedy ass family for help and they lied to you and said they had your back, but they really was trying to set you up to stab you in it. And the minute that they asked, decided that they could, one up you or hold something over your head, they said those 2 words to rock your world. Y'all know the 2 words. Get out. Threw your ass to the street, threw you to the wolves, and they thought that you wasn't gonna make it, but you made it. So you may have went from your narcissistic or abusive parents' house to living in your vehicle to now you got a 1 bedroom apartment. And honey, that's equivalent to someone, going from a 1 bedroom to a 3, 4, 5 bedroom house. Okay. There's levels to this shit. They didn't have to they weren't as dark and as far down as you were, so they cannot compare their level of upward mobility to yours, because they didn't have to fight and go through what you had to go through. Okay, but for those of you guys where this message resonates and your level of rags to riches is commendable, because based on what you had to go through, it would have knocked the average person out. Okay, there are people, dear one, that are talking about you guys. You're the talk of the town simply by the fact that you could survive, simply by the fact that you have a home, you have a roof over your head, honey, where you can buy your own groceries. It may not be a lot, but whatever you can buy is yours. You can cook it up any way you want. You can go to the kitchen as many times as you want. You don't have to worry about nobody yelling and fussing at you. You don't have to worry about feeling like a burden in somebody else's house, okay? Because you in your own goddamn house, okay? Yeah, that's for somebody, okay? You're the talk of the town, honey, because this person or these group of people, dear one, they literally spoke death over your life. They literally like, yeah, this person, they're going to always be homeless. They're going to always be down and out. They're going to always be jobless or, job hopping from one job to a next or, house hopping from one apartment to the next apartment. Get this apartment there for 3 months and then, you're getting evicted. Go to that condo, then you're getting put out because, you lost your job. Calamity after calamity. And a lot of them prayed this over you guys. And a lot of you guys were thinking, damn, what's going on? Why can't I get stability? Why can't I get security? Why can't I get this job and keep it? Because you had motherfuckers that was praying on your downfall come through spirit, and some of them was operating under the illusion of being a Christian, okay? With your diabolical, janky, raggedy ass, okay? Yeah, come through spirit. Some of you guys, this person, that was preying on your downfall, dear one, is indeed like a covert narcissist, okay? This is someone that is very egotistical, my way or the highway. This is someone, dear one, you try to tell them, who they are and how they're not acting right, and all of a sudden they want to play victim, but then, they want to snake your ass at the same time. They want to try to make you suffer because you hurt their little ego, okay? Yeah, they want to try to tell everybody, in church on Sunday morning, yeah, y'all pray for my daughter. She can't keep a job. She living in her car right now. I let her come stay with me and she disrespected me. You a disrespected motherfucking lie. The only disrespect is that you kept calling her out of her name and she checked your ass, okay? But when you check a narcissist, they consider that to be disrespect. When you stand up for yourself and refuse to bend down and continue to allow them to kick you in your ass and put a smile on your face, they consider that to be disrespect, okay? So some of them didn't want, they would go to church, they would go to all of their people, pretending as though I'm a Christian, I love the Lord, they praying and holding their Bible and this and that. Then at home, they the biggest motherfucking devil on the planet, okay? Yeah, some of y'all had to deal with that. You had to deal with this covert narcissist. You had to deal with this goddamn demon here that, portrayed herself or himself to be a Christian, but they everything but, okay? You're the talk of the town, dear one, because you got away. You're the talk of the town, dear one, because for some of you guys, something about your spirituality. You guys may have come from, I'm hearing church hurt come through spirit. I'm hearing religious abuse, okay? Definitely by someone like this bitch right here, okay? I'm gonna get up off of her because, I don't want to go off. I don't want to go too over. Okay? We'll get on her later. All right? But yeah, a lot of you guys did what I'm hearing from spirit. You may have changed your background, your belief system, okay? You may have gone from being, a professed Christian because you're like, I grew up this way and this and that, but I just found out that this religion, it really ain't working for me. It's really keeping me more oppressed. It's keeping me more broke. Hell, it's keeping me single for far too long. It's putting all of these unrealistic expectations on me, but not putting it on the opposite sex. Yeah. That's a topic for a whole nother video as well, okay? Yeah. And so maybe you guys went from being a Christian or some type of organized religion to, being more spiritual. I'm going to work with these stones. I'm going to work with these crystals. I'm going to try this mud. I'm going to try this sage, I'm going to, try these prosperity spells, because when I go to Pastor Man, all he want to do is, give me the tithe and, put his raggedy, janky ass hands on me. He want to put his hands on me on Sunday morning, but, Saturday night he had it on, somebody's son. Oh, pardon me, YouTube. Okay, let's pretend like we don't know nothing. Okay, yeah. Okay, but you guys may have gone from being religious to now you're spiritual, and you're finding that doing your meditation, your yoga, your journaling, your prayers and petitions and incantations to your ancestors, giving them reverence and respect, your candle work, your prosperity work, working with herbs and tinctures and things of that nature is definitely working for you more than the so-called religion was working for you, and the so-called people that were around you professing to be a Christian were some of the most diabolical ass, wretched ass demons that you had to fucking run away from, to, for your peace of mind, for your sanity. Okay? Yeah, fancy that. It's just very ironic that, the main people that profess to be the helpers in your life are really trying to hurt your ass. They just diabolical, they just janky. Yeah. And a lot of you guys found that out. So you're the talk of the town because people consider you to be a rebel. What Doja Cat say? I'm a rebel, I'm a devil, something like that. But come through spirit. People consider you guys to be a rebel because you went from being a quote unquote Christian and following the doctrines blindly, even though you knew that it was no longer working for you, to being someone that is more spiritual. You're sitting in your seat of spiritual power and authority. Don't start none, won't be none. You ain't got to be afraid of me. If you don't come at me with that bullshit, I won't have to take your ass out of your whole goddamn bloodline, ho. That's the way it worked over here. Okay? Yeah, you guys started standing up for yourself. You started recognizing that you're very powerful, Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Come through, spirit. By the way, y'all, Jesus Yeshua was a master magician. Wake up. Okay? Christians hijack Jesus Yeshua. Who that talked about walking on water, seemed like a magician to me, levitation, defying gravity. Who that's talking about, healing the sick and raising the dead, okay? Major alchemy, okay? Bending timelines, past, present, and future, okay? And reversing the spirit of death sound like magic to me. Who that's turning water into wine, that's alchemy. Okay? Yeah. Jesus Yeshua was a master magician. He said, greater are the things that you do, that I do, you will do greater. Okay? Yeah. Greater is he that is in me. Okay? That is he that is in the world. You better than the so-called God of this world. That's what a master magician said. Okay? Some of you guys started releasing yourself from religious mind control, from religious doctrine, and people considered you to be a rebel. Now, what you got going on in the realm of spirituality is working for you in a way that Christianity, or I don't know, being a Muslim, or I don't know, whatever else, was not working for you. Okay, so people consider you to be a rebel, so you're the talk of the town based on that. You're the talk of the town because you're different. You see things differently now. It's like the wool have been removed from your eyes. Okay, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. Come through, spirit. You can see clearly now. Okay, stargazer. Yeah, you see beyond the superficial. You see beyond what people tell you. I'm a Christian. I'm here to help you. Nah, you might see that this person is janky. They got a diabolical agenda. You checking that, okay? Yeah. So, dear one, in a nutshell, for those of you guys who chose card 2, pile 2, you're the talk of the town, dear one, because you're different. You defied the odds, okay? You decided to step out on faith rather than fear. You overcame a lot of mind control, a lot of doctrine, old values, old systems, old belief systems that no longer work for you, and yet you were bold enough, brave enough to say, you know what, that's not working for me, I'm gonna try something different, rather than being like the others that's saying, well, everybody else did it this way, I'm gonna do it this way too. Well, my mama did it this way, my daddy did it this way, so I ain't got no other choice but to do it this way. Or if I go different and go that way, I'm gonna get left out, I'm gonna get abandoned, I'm gonna get talked about, I'm gonna get rejected, I'm gonna get ostracized from my family. That's all I got. And they hate your ass because you dared to do different. Okay, you dared to step out on your own. Okay, you dared to sit on the seat of your own throne of authority and not somebody else's. Okay, yeah. So, dear one, this is why you're talk of the town. The narrative that they held up about you, that you would never amount to anything, that you could not live without them, that you were different as in strange, and something was broken in you that needed to be fixed, as opposed to you being different as in, beautiful, unique, rare, which is what you are, okay? So, dear one, these are some things about you in terms of why you are the talk of the town, okay? And you definitely put a narcissist in their place, okay? You put a toxically religious, Christian by day, devil by night, covert ass narcissist in their motherfucking place where they belong, okay? Come through, spirit. And so you're the talk of the town based on that, because this person got a lot of people afraid now, and they thought that you were the weak link. They didn't think that you would be able to stand up to this dragon in Christian clothing, but you did. And now everybody is like, damn, well, how did Lisa do it? How did Lisa escape? How did Lisa, decide to go her own way, and her way is working for her? And, we all stuck here because they ain't you. You decided to see beyond what was going on in your environment. You knew that there was greater for you. You knew that, you were born to be different. You were born to be better. You had a higher calling on your life. Regardless of what people around you said you was going to be, you knew that you were going to be better than that. Okay. You didn't allow people to speak death into you. Okay. And a lot of you guys, you're very formidable. You should definitely give yourself. Thank you, Shakaramo, for that, okay? You definitely should give yourself kudos and give yourself flowers, dear one, because, despite everyone talking about how you was never going to amount to any damn thing, you made a liar out of them and proved them wrong, okay? You didn't have no support around you. You had to do it by yourself, okay? You had to do it while you was afraid. You had to do it while your voice was still shaking. You had to stand up for yourself and say, you know what? I'm tired of you disrespecting me. I'm tired of you talking about me. Even when your voice had to quiver, because, there was a diabolical, janky ass mofo that you had to check. This gonna be the last time you disrespect me. This gonna be the last time you call me out my name. This gonna be the last time, you set me up in a situation. You always gotta have an audience. Every time there's a family dinner or a get together or, a birthday party or a cookout, here you come with your stupid ass trying to, put me up in a situation where I'm going to be the butt of the jokes, or, people are going to talk about me. You're always trying to push my buttons and make it seem like I'm the one with the issue, but you're the one pushing my buttons, covert narcissist. You're the one that is constantly disrupting my peace. You're the one that is constantly trying to disrupt my central nervous system, ho. You're the one that won't leave me alone. You're the one that's constantly trying to back me into the corner. And then when I come out swinging, you got your damn iPhone out like, see, I told you she was the problem. I don't know why she's so evil and mean. All I try to do is love her and help her. You a love and help goddamn lie. You a demon. Come through, spirit. So a lot of you guys didn't want people, when you left and when you leveled up in some kind of way, and for a lot of you guys, this level up is not only financially, but it's also emotionally in terms of, you showing the real you, your inner strength. You refuse to allow somebody to suppress you and continue to put their foot on your neck, okay? A lot of people are talking about you, dear one, because, you were able to do something that a lot of them in that circle around that person was not able to do. They still looking scared. They still got that damn, yes, sir, okay, fearful mentality. And then, they hating on you, dear one, because you got out. You were the one that they least expected to make it. They consider you to be the weak link. Just because they saw you as being quiet, just because they saw you as being a loving, nice person, they consider that to be a weakness. But the loving, nice person was the one that got out, was the one that, defied the odds, was the one that finally had their enough is enough moment, and they finally had to check a bitch. Okay, I just heard checkmate. Okay, come through, spirit. And so, dear one, in a nutshell, that's the tea, yeah? For those of you guys who chose pile 2, I want you to know that whoever these people are that you checked, dear one, they're still watching your ass. They watching and clocking your ass, 12 o'clock. A lot of you guys are online in some way, shape, or form. You're doing something where you're destined to be in the public eye. and everything that they said about you, people are saying that it's a lie. The narrative ain't holding up, honey, because the math ain't mathing. You said Lisa was homeless, but she don't look homeless to me. I just saw a video she did on a day in the life. She got a beautiful home. You lying and saying that, JoJo is, down and out or in jail. He don't look like he down and out and in jail to me. He finally erected that barbershop. He doing good. He on Instagram, got customers doing this and doing that, got public figures coming to his shop, and this and that. Martha, you just a lie. You just a lie, Martha. Stop lying. Okay, yeah. As you guys have continued to level up, your authentic truth and you living your truth is making a liar out of all of these people, and it's making a lie out of the narrative. The narrative is not holding up. And now these people are being called to carpet. They're going to have to pay. I'm also hearing public humiliation for some of these people. Okay. And they're going to suffer some type of downfall that is going to be way worse than what they set you up to fall, but you made it out. So if you guys had to deal with homelessness and being out on the street or living in your car, baby, they're going to have to deal with way worse than that. And Spirit said they ain't going to make it like you did. They not going to survive like you survived. Okay? Yeah. Let's see what happens when they call on the Lord, when they get that damn backlash on that ass, because Spirit told them to sit down and they refused. Spirit told them to leave you alone and they refused, because they thought that they knew better than God, because I'm a Christian, I know what's best for Lisa, I know what's best for JoJo. Oh, do you? Okay, well, when that kickback come back, let me know how that turned out for you. Okay, come through, Spirit. So that's you guys' tea. I'm going to give you guys some signs, okay? And then I'm going to say hi to the chat and turn it loose, okay? All right, so here we go. As usual, y'all, I can't keep it under the dirty 30, but it is what it is. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, could very, very well be a Leo, Pisces, Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, Virgo, and Taurus. I'm also hearing Taurus rising, Scorpio rising, Aquarius moon, Virgo moon. Thank you, Spirit. I just heard the name Terry and Veronica. Okay, that could mean something to somebody. The numbers 3 and the numbers 8 and the numbers 1 are popping through. That could be an area code. 381, 183, 813, 318. You know how to flip it around. Yeah, could be your area code. Or someone that you know, yeah. Could also be a life path number, or the date, or the number that, or the day that you were born, or the month that you were born, okay? All right, so that's for you guys. That's for those of you guys who chose pile 2, okay, collective? All right, now let me turn my head, y'all, and look at the chat, okay? Let me see what's going on up in here, okay? So Christopher says hi. What's up, Christopher? And then Queen of Truth, Queen of Blunt Truth says hello. What's up, Queen of Blunt Truth? I believe I spoke to you earlier anyways as well. Christopher sent a star for 2 jewels. Thank you, guys. I really don't know what that is or what that means, but thank you. I know it's something cute, something that shows your appreciation, so thank you for that. Jahor says like 2. Showcat, CF for shaman. I'm not sure what that means. Okay. Cherry Price says hello. What's up, Cherry? What it do? Melanie says, good Lord. What we have here, y'all, we have a roach that is in the chat, or a roach that was in the chat. Okay. Yeah, this is a roach that wanted some attention. So there's your attention, Melanie. Okay. If you don't like readers, why you in the room? You either deaf, dumb, or blind, or all of the above. You must be a dumb hoe, okay? Yeah, so I just gave you your, public service announcement, and now I'm going to get rid of you, okay? Be gone, bitch. Be gone, okay? Y'all, your girl got a lot of groupies, and it's really interesting to me, considering that I have a little small, humble channel, but the trolls, aka the roaches, they still find a way to come to your girl to get some attention by saying something stupid, when they just show how stupid they are for being in a chat room on a channel that they claim they don't like. So something ain't adding up, bitch. You got to be stupid. You got to be, riding that goddamn short bus, hoe. You got to be still wearing a helmet. Something's wrong with you. You don't need to come and get a reading. What you need is better help, okay? That's what you need, all right? So I hope you can go find it somewhere else, because you done stepped onto the wrong side of YouTube, bitch. You done made a wrong turn. So I suggest you make a U-turn and take your raggedy, janky ass on the other side of YouTube where the roaches reside, because you're not welcome over here. Okay, Melanie? Okay, ho? Okay, did you hear me loud and clear, bitch? I hope that you did. Okay. And then got nerve to have that little crown thing, which means you a subscriber. You're a fucking weirdo, okay? I don't like you motherfuckers, okay? Stay off my motherfucking channel. Okay? It's really simple. I don't know why y'all don't understand that, okay? Yeah. And so let's move on, okay? Yeah, I just felt like, addressing the roach, okay? So she's gone. So now we have Jessica Lynn Carmela. Oh, you got a long name. Jessica Lynn Carmelita Scott, okay, says, wow, weird. I just got in here and you're already getting it all on point. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. I'm so glad that the message resonated with you. You are a starseed. Okay, welcome. Okay. And then Chakra Mama 73 sent a finger heart for 350 jewels. Thank you so much, Chakra Mama. That was so cute when I saw it out of my side eye come up on the screen. And I was like, what's that? Okay, well, thank you so much, okay? So, you guys, that is that. So your girl is going to sign out, over and out, you guys. And I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your beautiful day, evening, night, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods, okay? Hug somebody. Show somebody some love today. And if someone dares to show you love, okay? If someone dares to hold the door open for you when you're going to the bank to get your cash because you got your head down to get your money up, okay? Smile and say thank you, okay? If someone gives you a beautiful compliment today because you found as you want to be, okay? Don't turn your nose up and be like, oh, what he want? What she want, okay? Accept the compliment. You guys are now in the season where Spirit is saying, where you once felt invisible, you're now going to be seen, okay? It is time for you guys to pop out and show people what you're working with, okay? And a lot of you guys, you have had some type of cloaking spell that was on you. Spirit says it has been released. So you're going to see people. They're going to be coming towards you guys, okay? So remember that, because you never know who's watching you. Outside of the roaches, we ain't talking about them, okay? You never know who's watching you. You never know who's coming towards you to support you, to love you, to give you your props, to give you your flowers, okay? That's for somebody, okay? So keep that in mind, you guys, as you go on with the rest of your beautiful day, okay? All right. And so until next time, you guys, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.